All right, 20 rods ought to do it. What's that, 15? Pull run back wire. 10.
I sliced over. Here.
We're doing our last stamp job of the year. I look forward to this day, and when it finally gets here, I am so sad. But it is 24 degrees outside. It was 50 yesterday afternoon, and it'll be 50 today around noon as well, and then it doesn't drop below freezing in the near forecast. So we just got one cold night, but once that starts happening, our decorative work is over for the year. I say that and everybody rolls their eyes. They know that we could still get some nice weather and things on the... What are you doing? As soon as that phone rings, we'll probably go again, but for right now, this is all it is. Yeah, because that's a long chain.
You don't want to just tie them?
I got this side. Yeah, sounds good. Come on. Okay. All right, let's go grab a coffee. See you on the job site. Sun is coming up and feels good, warming up quickly. Whenever I got out of the truck, it said 28 degrees. Hourly says it's going to be in the 30s next hour. Here's our patio. Pretty simple patio. 12 out, 32 long, 2 feet past the posts. Steve's grabbing some chairs. I upped the rebar around this little sidewalk here. We don't want to see cracks coming off of there as well as there, but we'll do a couple things to help prevent that. You have to stay tuned and see. Concrete's due in about half an hour, so it should be pretty nice and warm by then. 32. Okay, Tony's mixing up 2 buggies, traction mats. You've seen it 100 times, if not more, with us. On this patio today, we're going to try and do tool cuts. No saw cutting. I want to get everything done. Rain all day tomorrow, cold, so we'll see how that goes. Sun feels good, warming up nice. Well, guys, it was fun standing here talking. Time to get busy. Here he comes. And the camera's at 14%, so I gotta get this plugged in. There we go. What a view from up here. Okay, I'm talking concrete. What are you talking about? Your stocks.
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. It's on the climb, baby. It's on the climb.
You gonna start getting paid in Dogecoin?
Steve's making millions.
One step at a time.
How much?
Start with thousands.
That's where it starts, right?
That's it.
Okay, pour went good. We're talking stocks. We're talking groundbreaking at Steve's house. Dug his foundation last weekend and working on footers
Guys,
next week.
That progress, jump over to my channel at Gunpowder and Freedom. You can follow along as me and Rachel build our dream house.
There you go, a little plug for Steve's channel.
Thanks.
There you go. Because we're running out of concrete video. Our year's winding down. I'm going to be heading to the shop. We got one more e-bike review coming up, so be ready for that. It's Grant's e-bike, my son-in-law.
We got a lot of concrete support over in my house.
We still have some concrete to do for TSH too, but this is our last decorative stamp job for the year. We're shutting that down. With the cold nights, I don't like to use a lot of calcium in this type of work. And let's face it, we're middle of November, so it's time. And that's about standard. That's about when we usually shut it down. Okay, on to cleanup. Tony's washing up into our buggy. We are fortunate enough to have a garden hose on this job, washing all the tools and buggies up in our dirt pile. We'll give that a mix and it will disappear. We'll clean up this edge, and you can see we hit this right on the money. No debris spilling over the form, so I like that. We did splash the house one time up there, so we'll dust that off. The splash guards really help. I get a lot of comments on, hey, how did you make your splash guards? Here you go. Here's how I make them. In this case, I use checker plate steel because that's what I had laying around. I just cut a 6-inch by 4-inch square and made a slot with my plasma cutter. You can use torches, you know, plasma cutter work nice and clean, and just make everything roll so nobody gets cut on it. My splash guards, so I mount them back about midway. That way a truck can shoot over into the hopper, as well as when you dump it, it comes out the front. So my tarps are just carpets that I get at Home Depot or Lowe's. They used to be $10. They're now 20 bucks. I put them on a piece of rebar with some washers on the end. We'll go over this more detail as soon as we get cleaned up. Okay, now that it's quieter, I went over how I made my brackets, and I tried a couple different designs. This seems to be what works the best. So I made an even plane from the front of the buggy here to there, so that our traction mats can lay on here and not put more pressure on any one point. Next, I used a piece of 5/8 rebar, welded a washer to it, and it simply goes right over there. And I made them kind of snug because I didn't want them to fall off. Can you push that my way, Steve? Show them how it hooks in here. Ready? Okay, now you can see how the chute of the mixer goes in there, fills it up easily. When it dumps, it comes out right underneath there. Just a simple carpet from Home Depot, wire tied to that. Saves you from holding the plastic. They sell these I'm not sure how much they cost, but last I heard, am I correct, Steve? Like $200 or $300 for splash guards, something like that. So I'm all about making them cheaper and, you know, saving a buck. So when these get too caked up with concrete, pitch them. $20. You can, you know, reuse the bar, and we've never broken a bracket yet, so they should last a long time. Okay, clean up and finishing concrete. Okay, bring you up to speed. Concrete's almost ready to get on. Just going around getting my easy cuts in. Like to target the corners of these posts and not necessarily straight. Like it always wants to crack sort of on an angle. So we turn those ever so slightly. I take a float and dive that down and then clean it up with the joiner. Now that gives us some good separation there. It's going to be hard to get all four sides of this post, but I can get one side going up to that outlet, and then we have the back cut going that way, which I'll have in a couple minutes. Both ways off of this corner, and again, I wet stabbed it with a float, cleaned it up. Same right here, and then on this corner. We never get questioned on the tool cuts or saw cuts, but we always get questioned when it's a crack. So put these in, we'll roll over them, and hopefully we can hide all the shrinkage cracks that are going to happen in this patio. And it happens in all patios. But you just want to target where you think it's going to crack, down the center, and center off of that post are two key ones. So those definitely go in, and then now we go for our pattern, which will be in between the posts and corners as well. Okay, Steve was wondering what was taking me so long over here. Well, getting older. So went over this. That's our cut off the post, center cut. Now we have a nice size pad. Oh, darn it, guys. I think we ought to do one more cut right up this post. These are too long. Yep. We need one more cut here. Sorry, I didn't see that. Just wanted to cut off of each post going back to the house, and lost track of that one. But as you can see, I kept the same pattern out front and ran that straight through here. Now as things move, we should be really good as far as crack protection. Let's go ahead and get this one in. Concrete's still soft, but we're in good shape. We can get it in. Wheels are going. We got big wheels and little wheels. Hitting around the posts, hitting the edges. There's our slate texture. So I'll stay ahead of them with the spray. No spray, spray, the slate. Nice even coat. You can tell when it's covered. If you miss a spot, the concrete will stick to the wheel. So you just have to respray it and saturate it and re-roll. It's not the end of the world, but you just want to cover it real good to begin with. Right beside you, Steve. Okay, just staying ahead of them a little bit. If I spray this whole thing too soon, it will evaporate off, but they're catching me, and I like to keep it all the same consistency. So I do like to get it sprayed as quick as I can.
Chris, are you able to do that without leaving such a indent? Yeah. Gotta hold like a little bit of pressure on it.
Okay. Looks nice with all of our tool cuts in. Excuse me. It's that time of year. Now if they roll over and smash the joints, we can hit them with a grinder tomorrow and reopen. The concrete's getting pretty tight. I think we'll be okay. Alright, I gotta hang up here and sneeze again and get spraying. Alright. Almost done rolling. So as they're doing that, I'll start taking these apart. We may have to let that one go until morning when I come back and do a clean and color. And nope, over here. All right, I'll stay out of their way for a couple of minutes. This is a nice texture. You can sweep it off real easy. It's not real deep, doesn't hold a lot of dirt, but you can see how it really shows a lot of depth. It really looks nice. It's a big seller for us the last couple years. If you don't have this in your lineup, you may want to look at it.
Is that color?
Cool gray. Color is cool gray. What if you take that big wheel and go right down that? You can see a little dip from that board.
Yeah.
Might help take it out. Okay. All right.
Is it the short handle?
Wrapping it up.
Yeah.
And then Steve, hit this little line right here with your small wheel. Beautiful. Okay, we'll get the forms off here shortly and do some dirt work. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, forms are coming off. And when we get them off early enough, I don't know that I've ever showed this before. All we have to do is take them over to the grass. Ready to use again. That's how you clean lumber that has wet concrete on it. There you go, all kinds of tips. All right, let's get the dirt work done and go get some lunch. So we just rough it in for them. Now the homeowners can take it from there. And I always say this, they can get a landscaper if they want to, but I feel like we leave it where, you know, just a couple hours with a rake and a shovel, maybe a couple bags of some topsoil, because the topsoil is not very good here. So they may want to spruce that up a little bit. Now we did leave them a berm here. I just knocked it down. This last 10 feet really tapered off. I'm talking fast and down to 2%. Tapered off. So we just filled it in. This is all fluff. That's going to settle down. And again, this was homeowner's request. Leave it here for them. And they're going to deal with that. Tomorrow, if it's not raining too bad, all I have to do is clean, color, and then the next day seal. Come on back and see that. See ya.